alligators run? How do fish learn how to swim?
Kids ask a lot of questions.
How high can you jump?
But you don't have to know every answer.
How many phone numbers are there?
Because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent.
How do cell phones work?
There are thousands of children in foster care who don't need every question answered.
What's electricity?
They just need you.
What's the moon made of?
For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious?
And we hold the world ransom for... Excuse me while I whip this out.
Show me that.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. I'm quite sure North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has this in his iPod.
You know,
I know he has this in his iPod.
if he didn't have it before the Globetrotters got there, he's got it now. Can't you see him in his little office? Papa Miley, I sweat it. Woo! Papa Miley, I sweat it. Woo!
I know he was beefing it up, and walking it out, and everything else. The 28-year-old leader of North Korea.
Wonder if he got a tat.
Sat down with a tattoo.
If he didn't have one before the worm, he's got one.
Actually hosted a basketball event over in North Korea in which Dennis Rodman and some of the Harlem Globetrotters, I don't know who else was there. I know those two groups were there. Dennis Rodman came back. He went on ABC and sat down with George Stephanopoulos in an interview on This Week. And we just want to play you a little bit of Dennis and what he had to say about his meeting the North Korean leader. I think. Here we go.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't look at all that right there. I understand what he's doing. I don't condone that. I hate the fact that he's doing that, but the fact of it is that, you know what, as a human being, though.
Rodman also dropped this revelation on ABC's This Week.
I sat with him for 2 days, and the one thing he asked me to give Obama something to say and do one thing. He want Obama to do one thing, call him.
He wants a call from President Obama?
That's right. He told me that. He said, if you can, Dennis, I don't want to do war. I don't want to do war. He said that to me.
He's the
peacemaker.
Dennis Rodman playing Nelson Mandela.
What?
His skin looks as old
What
as
in the
Mandela,
hell is
though.
wrong with his skin is what I was just about to ask.
It's the new Jesse
Look
Jackson.
like he's going through that Michael Jackson bleach process.
I don't know,
he's
man.
Fading.
I don't know.
It's the new
a little
Jesse
back.
Jackson.
I love the Worm, though. I'm glad
Me
the
too.
Worm, Hall of Famer, Dennis Rodman, one of the greatest utility power forwards that ever played the game, was in North Korea. But Kenny,
I'm saying you can't take away from what he did on the court, but one of the things that sticks out to me is, they're always, and I don't know what goes on politically between the United States and North Korea, but to listen to the administration talk about North Korea, you would swear that they were opposed to anything Western. Anything the United States had to do with, they want to just drop a bomb on it and kill it, and they hate us, and they don't want to sit down and talk, and they don't want to do any of this. And then they will meet with Dennis Rodman. You know what I mean? These people have got to have some sort of open mind, because it's not like Dennis Rodman came over in any kind of diplomatic posture. He didn't cut his hair. He didn't dress up and put on a suit. He just went as Dennis Rodman, and they were able to meet, and he developed to a degree some sort of understanding with that man. So how come our diplomats aren't able to do the same thing with North Korea? Is a lot of it just politics?
I think it seems to be that, first of all, him being 28, that means he was a teenager when Dennis was playing.
Right.
And I'm quite sure he was watching some of the games, and the Bulls was on when were the Bulls on in the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
And Dennis Rodman was there for 3-4 years, able to catch Rodman play. For a lot of people, that kind of freedom attitude that Dennis displayed, I think was attractive. That kind of do-it-your-way rebel, which this leader seems to be his granddaddy, his dad. They live on a kind of rebellious, we're not going to give this up.
Right.
Women can't come in this building.
Right.
You can't fly in our country, period, without our permission. It's kind of like a gunslinger by itself. Dennis Rodman was kind of the first person, especially in that era, that was that person.
Right. Yes.
Did it by his own way. So I think maybe that's what he identified with as a kid. And all of us have somebody we probably wanted to meet. And maybe this was the person he always wanted to meet.
Yes, right.
That fun, character.
Right.
I was a big Magic Johnson fan. I couldn't wait. I got to meet Magic early in my career. And I'm quite sure you too, Big Kenny, is someone you watch do comedy that if you had a chance to shake their hand, this guy being in power now had that power. And it's just like any generation. When the kids become the owner of the team, the kids do things a little different. You try to raise them to do it your way. Yes. But, at 28, and I can kill anybody at any time, I'm doing what I want to do.
Hey, Dennis, you want to push button? You want to push button? Dennis, I let you do.
So he probably all his life was waiting on this moment maybe to host something like that. Yes. And then he was able to get Dennis Rodman, who, you would have to, I'm quite sure Dennis seemed like he was very pleased with the opportunity to sit down. And I think that when he says he's a good guy, I don't think he's condoning his leadership of the country. Right. He's probably just saying in the 2 days I sat down with him, the monster wasn't there.
Right.
Just personally.
He was just a guy, and we sat around and palled around and got on some drugs.
Right. We smoked peyote and
we had some contraband and up in here dancing all night. You know how Dennis will get you loose.
It will.
Yeah, if you want a party, call Dennis Rodman. But we'll see if the CIA has anything to talk to Dennis about. Maybe they had him bugged up, put a chip in his tooth or something.
You'll let me push the button for real.
We'll be back. We're going to talk to University of Miami tailback Mike James right after this.
More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy coming up next.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. Bad producer. I said the University of Miami, not the University of Houston. I can't get nothing I can't get some Trick Daddy Dollar, something from down bottom for my next guest.
I guess he threw that on for Mike James. Who? Mike James. Who?
Mike James.
Oh, man. But I have the opportunity to know this young man and watch him grow up. He's just left the combine in Indianapolis, getting ready for the draft, which is April 26th through the 28th this year. Tailback, last year for the Miami Hurricanes. Mike, are you there? Mike James.
Yo, hey.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Sound like you at the beach. I thought you said you was working out.
No, I'm on my way to work out. I'm actually sitting outside, man, enjoying the weather. It's 55 degrees and sunny down here.
55 and sunny. It's 29 and cold here.
And that's indoors.
Well, we appreciate you calling in and helping us with our show today. Right off the top, Mike, congratulations on your season last year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And for you people here in the Georgia area, you might remember Mike for running over Georgia Tech a couple of months back, ran for about 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, we were really excited about that here in Atlanta. Yay, Mike.
Well, they had a great game. Mike, first of all, you just left the combine.
Yeah.
Did you meet your expectations? How was your experience at the combine?
It went very well. I got to show the teams that I'm elusive, I'm fast enough, I'm strong enough, and I'm smart enough, and I'm able to retain information at a high level, and I'm able to play this game at a high level, So I think I got my point across. I'm gonna do more at Pro Day here on Thursday, and hopefully, sell myself as much as possible.
Okay, let's start off. What was your 40 time at the combine?
I ran 4.5 flat, but scouts caught me at 4.47, so that was good.
4.47 bench press. How many reps?
28. Yeah, 28 reps.
28 reps. Man, I couldn't do but one.
I got tired
time.
watching.
What else you had to do? Your shuttle time. Was that the next thing?
Yeah, I did it because it was at the end, and it was just strenuous day. So I was gonna do the rest of it at my Pro Day. I'm doing my short shuttle, my L drill at my Pro Day. So, that's something I'm looking forward to do.
And you saying it was a hard day. Take the people real quickly. Describe how it starts going to the combine, because my combine was 20 years ago, so I'm quite sure it has changed since then. Take us through the process.
The process, it's a long process. I mean, we got on the flight. I flew from Miami to Indianapolis, which was like 3 hours. Got off the plane, so I got off the plane, went straight to the hospital. I did blood work, drug test, just the whole day. Just they pulling on you, doctors trying to see what's wrong with you. If anything wrong, they're going to find it. If you tell them nothing wrong, they're going to make sure. So, after that, you go to sleep. You do interviews that whole night till about 12 a.m. You go to sleep. You wake up about 3:50 for a drug test, for another drug test. After that, you go see more doctors. You go see team doctors. And any doctor can give the okay. Any doctor can give you a negative test and send you back to the hospital to get a MRI or X-ray or a stress test on your heart. I had to do a stress test. It was nothing, to any high magnitude, but it was just a little something just to make sure everything was okay. Turned out to be 100% fine, and, that went well. And on the third day, by the time you get to the third day, you're just beat up. You're tired, you're exhausted, you don't get much sleep. You're drained mentally after all those psychological tests and all those tests they put you through. About the third day, it's time to perform. And, we broad jump and vertical before we even touch the field and get on there to warm up for the 40. Then we warm up for the 40. Then we go through a process of position drills, which just tear the bodies down. And by the time that's over, they want you to do your L drill and your shuttle. So, I mean, it's a strenuous process.
And let me help you out on something, Mike. When Mike is telling you see the doctors, Big Kenny, tall lady,
right?
You see almost every team doctor. There's 32 teams. When I was in the league, it was 30.
Yeah.
Now, doctor number 1, you're okay.
Right.
By doctor number 18, he go to talk about, well, your knee is hurting right there. Yeah, because y'all been pulling on it 18 times. So it's like something is hurt because you keep going. You just keep going from doctor to doctor to doctor. And just imagine if everybody keep pulling your arm around and around, something it's going to start hurting. And so that's why some guys don't work out at the combine, because it is a lot of strenuous physicals. And they do send you back for anything. I had to go back like a month later because they said they looked at my x-rays and I had some kind of line in my vertebrae, and might only play a year or two. Jokes on them.
Jokes on them.
But Mike, the NFL a couple of weeks ago said they were putting in another test that goes along with the Wonderlic test. What was the name of this new test, and how did it differ from the Wonderlic?
I'm not, well, the one of them, I think it went well, and I'm not sure on the exact name of the test because we had to take 3 new psychological tests. There was one was on the computer, and 2 of them was on paper. I mean, it was one of them was just a bunch of shapes and a bunch of recognizing symbols and things like that. And also we had to take a what they call it. It's like a concussion test. We take it on the computer. So actually we end up taking like 5 tests. And, sometimes teams require other guys to take more tests if they feel like there's a learning disorder or there's something that they're not sharp about. So I'm not sure the exact name of it, but, all the tests consist of, the psychological tests, all of them consist of over 100 questions. And you have maybe like an hour and 15 minutes to take each. So, I mean, you only can imagine it's like taking the SAT again.
Mike, good morning. This is Big Kenny. Earlier you said that you felt like you proved that you were ready to play at that elite level in the NFL. Coming from a program like Miami, most people would look at Miami players and assume that every single player, or at least those that get to go to the combine, are ready for the NFL. What's the most drastic difference between that Miami level and that NFL level that almost even surprised you when you got to the combine?
Well, just how much of a business it is now. I mean, just from going to collegiate level, not only from a collegiate level to a professional level. I mean, it's just the business aspect side of it. More of the business talk includes. It's not just about playing ball anymore. It's about financially take care of yourself. Make sure you're aware of social network things that's out there. Make sure you're aware of the people, the different people that's trying to get things out of you out there. I mean, it's just different from being in college. Being in college, you can, it's nothing to go sign something. But now it's like, people, you'd be like, don't sign it yet. Don't do this, don't do that. Wait till autograph session. And it's a big difference, not only from a football standpoint or a physical standpoint, from the speed of the game and stuff like that, to outside of it, where the business aspect is just taking a whole nother genre on the game.
Well, Mike, one of the tight ends out of Colorado, after the combine, mentioned to the media that a couple of teams, he didn't identify teams, asked him about his sexuality. Did you have an experience of that? Because he said they asked did he have a girlfriend? Did he have a wife? Did he like women? Yeah. Did you encounter any of that?
Well, I mean, they asked about your relationship status. Are you single? Are you married? Are you with someone? Are you not? Are you divorced? But not really the question was whether I was heterosexual or not. I mean, they didn't ask me that. I guess if they had some type of issue or just asking about it, or maybe they want to know for their own personal beliefs. But as far as me getting any questions like that, I didn't encounter any.
Well, Mike, we appreciate you for calling in and helping us out with the Sports Jock Show. Good luck on Thursday. You ready to improve on this 4-5 flat?
Yeah. I am, man. I gotta get it down some more. So I'm ready.
and that's amazing that a 4-5 needs improvement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To talk that it needs improvement is amazing to me because that's I run like a 4-day flat.
And congratulations, because you I'm sending you something in the mail. You're having a baby, Mike James III, correct?
Yeah.
See, I
son on the way.
See, I can give you stuff now. I couldn't give you stuff in college. They call that violation.
You got to be careful. He from Miami. You sending them stuff in the mail. That's how my cousin got caught out there, Mike. That's how my cousin got caught out there. Watch yourself now.
I'm out of school now. It all goes.
Mike James III, is that correct?
Yeah, Mike James III.
Mike James
III. It's a good addition to the family. I can't wait to get here. And, as I've been hearing, it changed his life. So, trying to get prepared for it.
I heard that. And you coming to my camp this year, correct?
Oh, come on, absolutely. I already made my plans. I'm coming down and speaking to the high school on the 19th. I'll be at the camp on the Saturday.
That's what I'm talking about.
He say that till he go top 10 in the draft. Then it's going to be like,
I need a check.
Sports Jock, I got to save my body.
Thank you, Mike, for calling in, and I'll talk to you soon.
No problem.
Best of luck to you, man.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Mike James.
Who? Mike James. Who? Mike James.
Getting ready for the NFL draft. Mike is a true soldier. He actually lost his mom right before a bowl game in like 2010.
Wow.
He went to the funeral and then went right back to Miami and played in the game.
Wow.
Had a good game. I think it was like 2-3 days later. I don't know the exact team, but for a kid in college,
right?
And at that time he was like maybe 20. To go through that, his mom and sister were in a car accident. The mom passed away. Actually, the sister was pregnant, but she didn't pass away. The baby's alive and well too. So my hat goes off to Mike James, and tall lady.
What? Oh,
See,
you
my
look-
camp
you look
do
camp-
some stuff.
You know,
I'm gonna go back
He's
to the
still
school.
holding on to that.
Yeah, I'm going back to the sandbox.
Everybody get looked shy.
We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
888-926-7562.
Trying to hang with the click, slugging like you came with the click, but when you bang with the click,
More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy coming up next.
Parece que fue ayer, papá. Me acuerdo cómo lloraba.
Sassy! Sassy!
This week's episode, Rattlesnake at the Pond.
Oh, Johnny, skipping rocks at the pond sure is fun. Hey, look, a moving stick. That ain't a stick. That's a rattlesnake. Sassy, we're in danger. Good idea, Sassy. Go get Mr. Gunderson. You will in a second, but first you'd like to tell us something we may not know about animal shelters in the United States? It's getting close, Sassy! Approximately 8 million pets enter shelters each year? The majority of which are in shelters because of owner-related issues that the animals have no control over? Sassy the rattlesnake! Save us, Sassy! What, Sassy? You wish you were videotaping this? Sassy!
Sassy is brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org. Remember, adopt.
The Sports Jock Show is giving you a chance to win, and win big.
We're giving away an Apple iPad.
Plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come down to the studio and enjoy a live show. And all you've got to do is wake up with a Sports Jock.
Good morning. It's Monday. We have a great show for you today.
Visit thesportsjock.com and click on the Remind Me app. Each Monday, the Sports Jock will call you to remind you to listen to the show.
Every time you pick up the phone,
Your number is entered into a drawing to win the free iPad. One lucky winner will win the iPad, plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come and sit in on a live show. Because it's a well-known fact, you haven't heard the Sports Jock Show until you've seen it live. So log on, sign up with the Sports Jock Wake Up Call, download the app, and win an iPad. Go to thesportsjock.com and click on Remind Me. Good luck from the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. We like to thank my man, my hometown kid, Mike James, for calling in. University of Miami. We from the Sports Jock Show wish you great success in the NFL, and I'm going to be looking for some big dinners now once you get drafted. Mike is a good kid. Help me out with my camp every year. Once again, my camp is April the 20th in Haines City, Florida. For you people in the Florida area, it's a free camp. Starts at 7 a.m., goes to 1 p.m. Free T-shirts and pros there to teach you something. It never hurts to find out something else to learn in football.
Look what it did for Mike. You see? Mike's on his way to the NFL.
Yeah, Mike's on his way to the NFL.
If you play football and you ain't got nothing to do in the summer, stop by the Wayne Gandy
for a couple
football
hours.
camp
Free
for a couple
hot
hours
dogs.
at least. Yeah, get you at least a T-shirt and something to eat.
Workout shirt.
You
know, that's all you get is a workout shirt and some shorts.
Workout shirt.
You got something. Excuse me?
Import kids from Georgia.
Yeah, it's free. If you get there, come on in. Have fun.
And then
It's
after
the
your
14th year that I've been doing
and
this.
then after your kids sign that contract, we want 2.3% all of the proceeds that come from just the signing bonus. We don't,
Right.
we don't want to touch the actual.
Usually we only let the bad producer speak, but he seems to have something heavy on his heart.
Something heavy on his
that
heart. Yes.
He was trying to explain to us off mic, but no one could decipher it. So
Well, because sometimes when your heart is heavy
Ha.
and can't nobody decipher what's going on in your spirit, you got to explain it.
Preach, preacher.
I say you got to explain it for
Tell him
yourself.
one more time,
I
preacher.
say you got to explain it for yourself. Speak on it, brother. Speak on it.
Bad producer, what is it that you need us to try to decipher about women and athletes and money? Something you was trying to tell me.
I had a question. It was about the recent divorce of Chris Humphries and Kim Kardashian.
Has that been finalized?
No, sir. They apparently the case is going to trial.
It's amazing in America you can be going through a divorce and get pregnant by another man.
Yeah, that's
only in America. That's when that slogan really fits. Only in America can you do that. Other countries you can't actually go get pregnant by the next man.
No. The American thing is you can get pregnant by another dude, and your ex-husband is the one that's struggling in court. You know, what I mean? he's the guy that's got to prove his moral stance in court. They don't know exactly who he is as a person.
So go ahead.
So basically, like you're saying, why can they not settle this out of court? And my thing is just all this divorce with the sports athlete. You got Danica Patrick going through something here. You got Tiger Woods. Now it's coming up that he's going to wants to get back with his wife, who he just divorced and paid all these millions of dollars. And they got a no cheat clause if he gets back with her for $200 million.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, can you not build a house that's worth between $200 million if the kids want to see you that bad and it's a doorway in between that if you want to see your kids and they want to be there with you? I mean, I don't understand it. I'm just at these athletes and the money. How are you giving away all your money that you are working hard for? They're not in the gym shooting jump shots. Right. They're not out hitting golf balls. Why is that? I'm lost. I'm lost.
Drake. She ain't in the gym shooting jump shots. First of all, if you build a $200 million house, you're not going to see anybody because that house is going to be so big that it's going to take you like a week to get to the next person.
Some Richie Rich type
for $200 million. Wow. I hope it ain't a ranch style. I hope it got a lot of levels for $200 million.
It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, but there's some really big bathrooms.
And a long hallway.
Right. A super long hallway and some really big bathrooms.
I think to answer your question, bad producer, I would say that anyone, not just athletes, entertainers, I believe in prenups. I believe that for how society is today, people seem not to be marrying forever. It seems to be a lot of marriages are for right now. And in these kind of situations, I think it should be a fair prenup that if something happens, this person is able to leave with something. But I don't think that of anyone in anything, unless they're, especially based on when they come into it. Now, if you're there from day one, that's one thing, which day one would have had to be college prof, Yeah. But if you're showing up in year 10, how you are supposed to get any of this, I don't understand. I'm very lost on that. And that's in any occupation, not just in sports. It could be in comedy.
Yeah, I'm saying even if I'm selling crack, you need to pour the baking soda or something. You know what I mean? Just help out.
And the big thing with Chris Humphries, they saying that he wants the residuals from the show that he was on, and they're trying to just cut him a check, but he wants that money from the long term from video resales or anything else that they may do.
If I was Chris, I would just leave. He makes enough money. He's young in his career. He's going to probably make another $50, $80 million in his career. I don't think he's like 27, 28 years old. He's pretty decent power forward as that. I would just leave. I mean,
or
taking your name through this kind of stuff with the Kardashians who build their reputation on mess.
Scandal, right?
How does it help you?
Well, maybe he's
Or
maybe
you
he loved her. Maybe he genuinely loved that woman.
You could just be smart and choose women wisely. You know what I'm saying? if your wife has had a sex tape before she marries you, maybe that's not the one for you.
And I think the love went out the window when it was reported you're having a baby with Kanye.
Yeah.
And I have a
that
son.
would do it.
Love is
That
over
would do it.
at that point. But Chris Humphrey, save yourself some time, some pain, and save your kid's name. I know you're going to have a son down the road. Keep your name healthy. The Kardashians, they love to be on their back, though. We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
The Sports Jock Show is giving you a chance to win and win big.
We're giving away an Apple iPad.
Plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come down to the studio and enjoy a live show. And all you've got to do is wake up with a Sports Jock.
Good morning. It's Monday. We have a great show for you today.
Visit thesportsjock.com and click on the Remind Me app. Each Monday, the Sports Jock will call you to remind you to listen to the show.
Every time you pick up the phone,
your number is entered into a drawing to win the free iPad. One lucky winner will win the iPad, plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come and sit in on a live show. Because it's a well-known fact, you haven't heard the Sports Jock Show until you've seen it live. So log on, sign up with the Sports Jock wake-up call, download the app, and win an iPad. Go to thesportsjock.com and click on Remind Me. Good luck from the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
You're so annoying.
You're so annoying.
Stop copying me.
Stop copying me.
Mom, tell her to stop copying me.
Mom, tell her to stop talking to me.
Kids will spend 10 minutes copying everything their sibling says.
You're such a
You're
doofus.
such a doofus.
How about 2 minutes to brush their teeth? Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Mom!
A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
Because you might get shot.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock Wayne Gandy. NCAA basketball, hot and heavy. One thing I did forget to ask Mike James a little earlier. The Miami Hurricanes have a basketball team this season. I think they only lost 3 games. They did lose a game Saturday to Duke. Great game. I got a chance to watch it. What's the guy, Ryan Kelly, who hadn't played in like 6 weeks, scored like 34, 36 points. It was just a great game. And I think bad producer is the point guard from Miami, Barry Larkins. You don't have to grab the mic, just nod your head. Is that Barry Larkins, the baseball player's son? Oh, okay. He got a nice game with him. He got a nice game. The Hurricanes at that time was ranked 5. Duke is ranked 3. Duke was also in the news last week because Duke lost early in the week to Virginia. And when they lost the game, fans, as they do in a lot of sports, especially when they're the underdog, rushed to court, which prompted Coach Mike Krzyzewski to almost cry. Give me a little crying noise for Mike Krzyzewski over there, please. Give me a little cry. What a cry. Kenny, give me a little sound effect over there, cry.
What?
Oh. That's a grown man crying.
Mike Krzyzewski prompted him to cry about the fans and how he thought his Duke Blue Devil players would get hurt. Thank you. 2 hours later. Mike Krzyzewski was
kid's
crying.
in junior high school now.
But we wanted to talk a little college basketball, and we got our basketball analyst from SCORE Atlanta, Mr. Fletcher Proctor on the line. Fletcher, are you there?
I'm here. Thanks, guys. How's it going today?
Good morning. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Sports Jock Show. I'm going to start right there, Fletcher. I don't know if you heard me, but Mike Krzyzewski, after losing to Virginia last week, crying about the fans storming the court. Do you see the NCAA changing that rule now?
Well, one thing I found really interesting was I watched the game. Being from Virginia originally, I have a little bit of a rooting interest there for the Virginia Cavaliers. But I actually thought if you were to go back and look at, say, the last 10 or so times that the courts have been stormed, if you go to ESPN.com or Deadspin or whatever, seeing how fans rushed the courts, I actually was really impressed with the way that the security detail at John Paul Jones Arena up in Charlottesville handled the situation. Immediately after the game was over, I mean, if you go back and look at the video, you will see just like a herd of Yellow Jacket CSC or whatever security company it was, officials coming out and literally forming a human brick wall that players, were behind. You could not see a single coach. You could not see a single player. You couldn't see anybody back and forth. And as far as, Krzyzewski feeling that his team was in danger, I saw plenty of other opportunities in other games that they looked far in more danger than they did in that game. And, oh, by the way, can we tell Coach K that if he doesn't want teams to storm the court, maybe he should just win?
That's good.
I love that, Proctor.
Yes,
I love that.
Very good, very good.
I was thinking the same thing. And here's a team who, in their magical winning moments, they have done the same thing, especially the players. They have those kind of fans that are famous for yelling at the players of other teams and in other arenas. So when Mike says this, Coach Krzyzewski says this, it just makes me feel like he has a thumb in his mouth and he is whining. But he does have the kind of power, probably arguably one of the top 5 coaches of all time, to have the powers that be implement some kind of other law about that. Is that correct?
If there's anybody that would have pull, I think it would definitely be in the current college game, Mike Krzyzewski. There's no question about that. Take a look at his all-time winning percentage. Take a look at his all-time wins. He's at the top of every single list. Back in the day, it was, if John Wooden kind of wanted something to happen, whether it was the field to expand or contract or, his team being placed a certain place in the NCAA tournament, seems like it always happened. I think if Krzyzewski, kind of whined enough, maybe there's a chance that he could get something to change. But what are you going to change? Are you literally going to have it so, the court is raised and fans can't get out there? How much money is that going to take? How much money are these big-time programs? I'm sure they have the money, but what about the smaller programs? Do they just have extra, cash lying around that they can hire, 5 times the security they normally have? I don't think so. Where's the money going to come from? I know that Duke can probably afford extra security, which, by the way, I think is needed considering some of those out-of-bounds plays where the players are literally touching them on the shoulder, the opponents on the shoulder. I don't think that's right. But where's the money going to come from if Krzyzewski does want increased security measures?
Yeah, and sometimes as a coach you have to just give your team a warning. A team like Virginia beating Duke, you should have expected that the people going to crowd the floor as the game winded up. And maybe he could get better control of his assistant coaches who actually came out of the locker room onto the floor to yell at not only ESPN people but also security people and Virginia students for, in their opinion, being a little too rough. So maybe once you're already in the locker room, don't come back out. That could be something that would help as well. Maybe so. But looking at the landscape of college basketball this year, it's wide open. Anybody beats anybody. By the time you are ready to put a crown that this team is the team to beat, they lose. Why do you think so many top 5, top 10 teams have lost frequently this year?
I think it goes back to there not being a dominant player in the college game. With the one-and-done rule in place so many years, we've seen, John Wall of Kentucky, or we've seen Carmelo Anthony at Syracuse, or last year it was Anthony Davis at Kentucky. These dominant players come in, they're 1 year, Kevin Durant lights it up for Texas, and then they depart to the NBA. This year there just wasn't that number one consensus overall player that went on to the college game. Was it Shabazz Muhammad up at UCLA? Is it Zeller, who's not a one-and-done up at Indiana, but is it Zeller at Indiana? Who's the player of the year? You can't even figure out who the proper player of the year is just because there's not a dominant player. I don't think it's the kid out of Kentucky this year who tore up his ACL a couple weeks back. I don't think there's a dominant player. Therefore, when the teams are more evenly spread, you're more likely to see the quote-unquote upsets, even though they're not really that much of an upset.
Well, Fletcher, if you can hold the line 1 second, we're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back with Score Atlanta,
Sure.
Fletcher Proctor, NCAA basketball, the Sports Jock Show right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
The Sports Jock Show is giving you a chance to win and win big.
We're giving away an Apple iPad.
Plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come down to the studio and enjoy a live show. And all you've got to do is wake up with a Sports Jock.
Good morning. It's Monday. We have a great show for you today.
Visit thesportsjock.com and click on the Remind Me app. Each Monday, the Sports Jock will call you to remind you to listen to the show.
Every time you pick up the phone,
Your number is entered into a drawing to win the free iPad. One lucky winner will win the iPad, plus an invite for you and 3 of your friends to come and sit in on a live show. Because it's a well-known fact, you haven't heard the Sports Jock Show until you've seen it live. So log on, sign up with the Sports Jock wake-up call, download the app, and win an iPad. Go to thesportsjock.com and click on Remind Me. Good luck from the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
And now, back to the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy.
I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. I've been sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock Wayne Gandy. We're talking NCAA basketball with Scores Atlanta. Mr. Fletcher Proctor. Fletcher, as we went to break, you had mentioned freshman from UCLA, Shabazz Muhammad. Is this a done deal that he's leaving and going to the NBA when the season ends?
Well, his coach came out, Ben Hallen came out and said after the final game in Pauley Pavilion, they've got a couple more regular season games left, but they're both on the road, and said more or less, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed it because he's out of there. If so, he's going to be a top 5 pick. And after you watch what happened, injury-wise, and everybody's, saying to avoid injury, maybe Jadeveon Clowney in football should sit out or whatnot, there's no need to risk. It's not like you're going to move up that much anymore with the salary cap restrictions and the rookie scale kind of set in stone. There's not like you can move up that much more and it'll make that much of a difference. So, yeah, I think he's gone. He's going to go and play point guard at the next level.
Just real quick, do you have a number to the University of Michigan? I need them to get rid of those neon yellow uniforms. I was trying to watch the game, and I'm seriously thinking I'm going blind. I don't know if y'all seen them or you've seen them, Fletch, but they distort the TV.
Yeah, it's with high definition these days, all of a sudden it'll really give you a headache. It's just like the blue jerseys with Boise State football, but yeah, those things they look like a highlighter just spilled all over the jersey.
Well, this weekend as well, Chris Paul of Wake Forest, he had his jersey retired up there. He was only there 2 years. Did he do enough at Wake Forest, in your opinion, in those 2 years to have his number retired?
No, he did. I certainly think so. I mean, you take a look at the history of Wake Forest, and everybody, the first name they're going to mention is Tim Duncan, and then it's either going to be Rodney Rogers or Raymond Childress in some order. But what Chris Paul was able to do in just 2 years, he literally turned that entire program on its ear, and as much as Tim Duncan did for him, I actually think Chris Paul might have done a little bit more just because he was the flash. While Tim Duncan was, what does Shaq call him, like the big easy or the big fundamentalist or whatnot. Tim Duncan never said much. When Chris Paul was on television, there was a chance that Chris Paul would, go for 20 points, 15 assists, and 10 rebounds. There was a chance he could, give a little punch to Julius Hodge in the nether regions in the ACC tournament game. There was a chance that, Chris Paul would do pretty much anything. People tuned their televisions to watch Wake Forest basketball when he was there. Yes, I think despite the fact that it was 2 years, Chris Paul, I I think there's a whole new generation of players that know Wake Forest because of Chris Paul, maybe even more so than for what Tim Duncan did.
Well, I'm going to ask you one last question here, Fletch.
All right.
Going into the tournament, give me your champion.
Oh man. Well, we're in SEC country here in Atlanta. So I'd be tempted to say the Florida Gators. They looked pretty good against Alabama the other day. But then again, Indiana, I guess they have the quote-unquote player of the year in Zeller. If it came down to it, Indiana versus Florida, I think Florida would win, but I'm not sure Florida would get there. So I'm going to hedge my bets and say the Hoosiers of Indiana.
Hoosiers. I'm a Florida boy, so I'm going to take Billy Donovan and the Gators.
Okay.
But,
all right.
But thank you, Fletch.
Did I just hear a wager?
Did you hear a wager? $1. Thank you, Fletch, for calling in and helping us with the college basketball once again.
Anytime, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Fletcher Proctor, Scores Atlanta, NCAA basketball. We have a call. Do we have a call on the line? Jared on that line? Yes. No,
obviously
he is not.
Maybe that's just Jared ran out of minutes. Jared's phone ran out of minutes. Sorry about that, Jared.
It has been. I did get a chance to catch that Duke-Miami game, which was a great game on Saturday on ESPN. Came down to the last shot the guy had for a three-pointer, almost tied the game up. Barry Larkin's son, I forgot, it's Isaiah Larkin or something. He's a point guard. He got skills with the ball. He's a great player. He's probably be a lottery pick too when he leave. Miami has an old team. I found out they have like 2 50-year senior starters and a 6-year senior starter on their team. They got one player that's older than Kevin Durant out there. So I finally figured out why they're so powerful. They got a lot of age out there.
Grown men.
But you do see a lot of these games.
Some of their kids are backing them up. Yeah, my son played my position. I start and then he come off the bench.
But you have been seeing a lot of pro players attending the Miami game and the UCLA game, which is always good to see.
And now some of the Miami players can attend the Social Security office. Get them some benefits. AARP.
Yeah, they said Chris Bosh even during the lockout went in practice with the University of Miami to keep in. No, I'm talking about with as a college player. That's a thrill.
Because he respects his elders.
Even though saying, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Look, sir, when you go to block that ball, shuffle your feet, sir. Shuffle your feet.
Oh, man. But it should be an exciting tournament. And if somebody tell you they know who's going to win it, they're lying because this is wide open, a crapshoot this year. March Madness is upon us. We'll be back with more of the Sports Jock Show right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Honey, I'm home. I've got a surprise for you.
Get that filthy, disgusting tire out of my living room. You're on my favorite rug.
Calm down. You're going to love this.
What? Whoa. The goldfish bowl.
I won't run over them. Relax.
You roll that tire right back out of here.
Relax. It's all part of my master plan to save us money.
This is not going to be our coffee table. Don't even think about putting a piece of glass on top.
No, honey. This is a reminder to keep our tires properly inflated so we can save money on gas.
Can't we just tie a string around our fingers?
Sweetie, properly inflated tires could save us more money at the pump than a week's worth of gas.
You're getting tire tracks on my love seat.
Exactly. To remind us that we love saving gas with properly inflated tires.
What's wrong with the sticky note on the dashboard?
Discover smarter ways to save hundreds of dollars on gas and help the environment, too, at the Alliance to Save Energy's website, drivesmarterchallenge.org.
Hey, let's put the sticky note on the tire.
Hi, we're talking to real smokers about quitting. Tell me when you smoke and why you smoke.
Eat, cigarette, kids, cigarette, dinner, another cigarette.
One on my way to lunch, one after lunch.
And another cigarette, and another cigarette.
Have you tried to quit?
Yes. I become angry.
It ain't that easy. You can't just quit cold turkey. I tried.
What would you do different?
Actually having a plan and thinking it through.
You have to relearn how to live your life without a cigarette in your hand.
With the right plan, you can quit smoking. Free at becomeanx.org. X, a new way to think about quitting. Brought to you by X and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Smart, father of a child who was abducted.
I'm John Walsh. Like Ed, I also know the terror of having a child who was kidnapped. But now we have wonderful technology to aid in this battle.
It's called the Amber Alert. It's an early notification system to the public when every second counts.
Amber Alert is a partnership. We want to thank you, the public, broadcasters, transportation, and law enforcement. Amber Alert really works.
And now, back to the sports jock, Wayne Gandy.
I'm Chris Humphreys. When I need my sports and entertainment fix, I'm tuned into the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock, Wayne Gandy. Before I go any farther, let me throw a shout out to the GAC Spartans making it to the state championship down in Macon this weekend. AA. One of the little boys I met up at the school, Cam, great three-point shooter. Good luck down there. I think they're playing like Blakely County or something. If you're in the Macon area, that is where the state's championships for boys and girl high school here in Georgia will be held this year. I might even make the drive. How far a drive is that? About 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
About 2 hours. I might get in my car to go see the kids play.
Just to save some gas on the jet, you know. Might get in the car because I'm feeling nostalgic. I'm feeling throwback. I think I'll take the car.
We're going to take it to the streets, and the question of the week was about Coach K. I don't know if you two read it in your comments. He was upset after losing to Virginia, that the Virginia fans ran on the court, and now all of a sudden after coaching for 40 years, he's finally fed up with fans storming the court, which is not a new thing. And what's so funny is how we automatically go to, well, what about when somebody get hurt? It's like we stay in the dark, in the gloomy parts of it. We're anticipating when somebody gets hurt, just so we can stop something. We always want that to happen in this country. Before we do that, we do have Mike on the phone about the Miami game.
Yes, Sports Jock. You said you watched the game Saturday. I watched the game as well between Duke and Miami, and I hate all things Duke. Appreciate Coach K coaches. I mean, he's a great coach at all. I like the fundamentals, but I mean, honestly, did you hear how biased the commentator was? And every time that Duke scored or made a great play, I mean, I know the guy Kelly had 36 points, a great game. He hadn't played since the first week of January, but man, I almost turned the TV off.
Mike, I think that is the sentiment of a lot of people in the country. I don't know why Duke is such a hated team. They just are hated. I know the bad producer hate them, but as far as the North Carolina Tar Heels, they don't even go to class.
And they make half of the classes up, and they still don't go.
So he can't even talk because they're not even. They're sending teachers around to make sure that the classes even exist in North Carolina now. But Duke and the commentators, I just think that with Coach Krzyzewski's resume and the dominance that he's had on the college level, he's won Olympic medals, Coach of the Year. He runs a clean program thus far. Like I always tell you, you'll never catch a program if the players don't talk. You best believe that. You'll never catch them. Seems like we can say what we want to say about the Duke players. They keep their mouth shut. Right. And the thing that Mike Krzyzewski still does is he's one of the few coaches that seems to only go after guys if he thinks you're a one-and-done guy. He doesn't pursue you. He's really big. Like his players, they give you at least 2, 3, 4 years.
Right.
That was the first player. See, you sound like the people who waiting on the fan, bad producer, to get hit.
Austin Rivers.
Austin Rivers, okay.
Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
I mean, there's a
man been coaching for 40 years. He got 40-year-old die. Man is 65 years old. You name me 2 people.
They don't normally make it last in the league. Duke players.
what does that have to do with him
Luol
getting
Deng.
them going, though?
Boy.
Don't let your hate and your horns always show, man.
He's a whiner.
To be a reporter, that doesn't mean that he don't have national championships.
I mean, he doesn't have as many as University of North Carolina, but still, he
don't have as much money. And last time I checked, it's harder to get the grades in Duke. You're under investigation for false classes, and you still have enough nerve to run his mouth. No, it's not been dismissed. I can go on the computer right now, and they're having students, teachers, the GAs go to every class and make sure that these classes are actually being held, Big Kenny. They're spending tax dollars to make sure that...
Sports Jock, I would like to ask a question.
Why am I talking to him?
Why are you talking to this man? You're starting to read my mind, dude. I mean, I don't even have to complete my thoughts now. I mean, really, why did you even engage in verbal trade with this dude? Just a back and forth, any kind of exchange with the bad producer.
Well, let's see, because I did send him out.
Because we're insane. I forgot.
We were
crazy.
Insane show.
We are crazy. Yes, we are.
To see what a couple of people had to say about the storming the court incident last week.
Taking it to the streets for the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy. Conway Twitty, I have with me.
You got Stenson with you, a.k.a. Nasserini. I don't think they should ban it. You should see soccer in other parts of the world where they just storm the field. It's tame here in America compared to what you see in the rest of the world. Ban it? No, I think they should embrace it.
Ban it? No.
He seemed like he can't wait till the next time he at the game. He got a plan.
And that dude's probably under investigation by national security. I think they should embrace it. You ought to see how it is in soccer.
Right. I think that, as I was talking about Fletcher, sometimes you have to automatically know this probably is going to happen.
Yeah.
If you're playing the number one ranked team and you're ranked 50 and you beat them, your fans are probably going to react. You know, so as a coach, you might as well, hey, if we lose, run to the locker room. Just start running to the locker room. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Just get to the locker room. Let's see what someone else have, and I'll let you say something.
Brian Hill. Well, that's a tough question just because you don't want to squelch a fan enthusiasm as part of the sport. There's nothing like a no-name upset number one. But when it gets to be an everyday kind of habit, it can be dangerous because kids are a little bit zealous these days and get out on the floor, and it doesn't protect the players really well. So, I mean, I think there's got to be rules in place, but it's got to be the same for everybody, obviously. So the balance is, do you squelch the enthusiasm of college sports for the sake of injury? And I say no. You don't squelch the enthusiasm. You just got to let it go.
Beginning, you had something to say.
I don't know if you remember back when you used to play sandlot ball and somebody would lose and, yeah, you got beat, but if I hadn't been wearing these shoes or if I hadn't, there's always some reason you lost. Man, it was too hot in here or the field was, come on, Coach K. You lost and you lost and they celebrated, man.
It's fan
no one was hurt. Yeah. Let it be what it was.
Like the last guy said, it's fan enthusiasm.
You lost.
And it doesn't happen every game. Usually it's when a truly David and Goliath type situation
which hurts a little bit more when you are expected to win and don't and everybody goes, ah!
Coach K, stop crying. We'll be back with more Sports Jock Show right after this.
Don't go away. More of the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy is coming up next.
Hey, over here.
What?
Right here in the back.